A tremendous amount of information that the public does not know. It shows who was in his sphere at the time, who he was paying, who was paying him.
Thank you for joining us on Newsnight tonight.
Thank you for having me.
What do you make of what the Democrats have done today, this tactic of trying to force the administration to publish these files?
Well, it's really an exceptional move. I mean, I think this entire time, certainly on behalf of the survivors, they have been hoping for disclosure of this information. So now we're seeing this inter-struggle in the government where both sides are fighting for some different things. And ultimately, what we're hopeful for is that we will see more disclosure of the information underlying this over 20-year running sex trafficking operation.
But do you think this tactic the Democrats are employing today, this legislation that allows 5 senators to demand a document be published, do you think that could work?
I do think it can work. And what it does is it opens up more information than simply what the Trump administration is asking for with the unsealing of the grand jury testimony. So what the Democrats are asking for now would open up the all of the files, all of the underlying government information from the investigations dating clear back to 2006 forward. So that's really an abundance of information that could flow out to the public if they're successful.
But isn't it likely that actually it will go to court first and we'll see another protracted legal battle rather than on this deadline of August the 15th that Chuck Schumer set today, that there'll be a deluge of documents? Actually, there'll just be a deluge of more court cases.
Oftentimes, of course, litigation can happen. We have a case going on right now on behalf of Virginia Giuffre, where we're seeking the unsealing of many documents from her case, and that has extended for many years. We recently got a success before the Second Circuit, but again, it has taken a tremendous amount of time to disclose that information. So I'm hopeful with this new move that we will see some, faster traction, but we'll just have to wait and see.
Do you think it could be realistically this year, or do you think we'll have to wait more years?
I think we'll certainly see something this year. I mean, you have both sides of the government pushing for different things. So I think we will see some disclosures coming up. And certainly in those for example, the other civil case, I think we will see some disclosures. I mean, the public is demanding answers. So the government is going to have to answer to them. So I do think things will start to move a little bit swifter.
I mean, the public might want to see the answers, but actually there are laws that protect people's privacy and people's reputations. Do you not think maybe sometimes the public have to be told, no, you don't have a right to know that?
Well, there's certainly a balance there. And of course, on behalf of the survivors, we have dedicated a significant amount of time trying to ensure that their information is protected. But underlying that, to have a full closure of this information is really a travesty of justice because it's hiding the perpetrators of these crimes. So the information does need to get disclosed.
I mean, Sigrid, no one knows this case better than you. What's your understanding of what these so-called Epstein files actually are? What could they be?
They have a tremendous amount of information in them. For example, it shows who was in his sphere at the time, who he was paying, who was paying him, email traffic, who he was emailing with regularly, and about what. I mean, they have a tremendous amount of information at their fingertips that really tells the story of how he operated for so many years successfully without being put in prison.
I mean, don't we kind of know that already?
We know some of that. I mean, we know some of that, but we don't know all of the who, what, why, where, when, right? And that's the reason why, most recently, the government has taken this action, because there is a tremendous amount of information that the public does not know. So certainly I, as a litigant in those cases where there were protective orders, know a lot of information, but that has not been disclosed to the public. So this is the one way that the public can actually have a full understanding of who was involved, what happened, why it happened, all of those things.
Can you imagine a situation, though, where the documents are suppressed, but you presumably had access to them? You could put that information out there and just argue that it's in the public interest.
Well, really, in the United States, we're obviously restricted by certain laws, and particularly me as a lawyer, so I'm bound by the court orders that I have to follow. So I'm not in a position to be able to do that, but that's why the government is taking certain steps to try to reveal the underlying information.
Understood. Right. The developments today about Ghislaine Maxwell and whether she's going to testify to this congressional committee. Do you think can you imagine a day where she is talking to them? It's on the record. We can all watch it.
I'm not really sure that that will ever happen. And I'm frankly not sure that she should be given a microphone for that. I mean, certainly this is somebody who has been charged with the government for perjury time and again. I deposed her multiple times where she committed perjury in those depositions, one question after the next. So why we would be holding our breath to hear from somebody who's a known perjurer, a known liar, it really is perplexing to me. She's not the person who would reveal all of that information. It's really, what you can see in the documents, what you can see in his electronic files. That's where you can find the answers.
And if we do end up in a situation where she's either granted immunity from further prosecution so she can speak to this committee, or, I don't know, President Trump pardons her so that she can then give her side in public on the record, would you challenge that? Is there a way you could prevent those things happening?
There are certainly, a number of things from a legal perspective that we can try to do to challenge that. I mean, I've already written a letter to Todd Blanche about making sure that the interview that he was conducting last week would be recorded and under oath. We don't know if that happened, but there are certainly measures we can take on behalf of the survivors to try to ensure there's some justice in this, that there's some fairness. We're not seeing that yet, but we can continue to try.
And sorry to be so brief on this, but how will you remember Virginia Giuffre? Because, I mean, history's already kind of writing the story that she was a tragic victim. How would you like us to remember her?
As a survivor, as fearless, as somebody who took on some of the biggest monsters in the world and didn't back down. I mean, she truly is a testament to really that courage and that, relentless pursuit of something when it's the right thing to do. She will be missed tremendously.